Yo, 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 welcome back to the Young Bucks podcast, episode number 101. First crossing into the next century mark. Feels good to be here today. My name's Henry Deering. I'm here with my brother, Chris Deering. And,
Hello.
What'd you say?
I said hello. Hello.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we want to thank you for all the support recently on the episodes, downloads, YouTube, Instagram, everything. We're really thankful. Everything's doing well right now. Journey continues. The journey continues. First thing we want to mention, at the utmost importance,
Number one.
the March Madness bracket. Of course, the champion was the game was the day the last episode came out, so it didn't make like we weren't. Anyways, the winner.
Thank you.
The winner was UConn. We had 4 people choose UConn.
Congrats to those 4 people.
Is that even? Can you hear that?
I haven't pressed it yet.
Oh, okay. Anyways, myself and Noah picked UConn. Noah having the best out of the 4 people.
Congrats to Noah.
Congrats to Noah.
Unfortunately, you cannot win.
That is a participation trophy. But we want to say shout out to Johnny P and reigning champ.
Trophy emoji.
Shout out to Johnny P and reigning champ. You guys
Our top 2.
are lucky that Noah won because we probably would have only picked one of you if Noah did not win.
This is true.
And I think Johnny P had it better. Anyways, so shout out to both of them. Reach out to us so we can get your shirt size.
And be ready for next year.
For the merch.
And be ready for
Also,
next year.
I think, okay, wait. Reigning champ won last year, right?
Because he's the reigning champ.
That's why, okay, and we failed to get him his merch.
No, it's coming. It's on the way.
No, but last year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's on the way, like, unless we double it up for this year.
Yeah, it's still on the way.
Shout out to, I mean, back-to-back bracket winners. Like,
It's pretty crazy.
that's good work by him.
Yeah, I mean, UConn should have been a unanimous pick. I don't know why it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, they're just the best team.
Granted, I did not pick them, but they did pretty well. I can say confidently.
Mm-hmm. I think my bracket was at, like, 500 something points before the championship game, and I finished with, like, 1,040.
Oh,
So it gave me, like, 500 points just for picking the winner. The rest of my the rest of my picks were terrible.
right.
Really, if it comes down to that. So if I had, like, even better, like, I don't know. It was the first bracket I made. I didn't really think through anything. I just, like, picked everything. I was like, UConn.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. It was not very good. I am not a college basketball guy. I wish I could say I was, but I'm not great at picking brackets unless it's on the women's side. I almost if Illinois or no Iowa. If Iowa would have won, I would have had like my bracket would have been like top 100,000.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
How many people made a bracket?
Like 10 million. I don't know. A lot of people make brackets every year.
Well, yeah.
There was like, I don't know. There was like a video. No, I won't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
But
so shout out to them.
Yeah.
Reach out to us. Instagram. Whatever.
Yeah.
The next thing that I want to mention is following last week's episode.
Sunday.
The 4 of us had a NBA 2K 2-loss
my gosh.
elimination tournament. It was something that I wanted to do. I was like, we're hanging out. This would be fun. I printed off a sheet from the printer. I was like, let's go. So
No. Henry was not there. This will be fun. We're hanging out. No, Henry has lost the last 2 2K tournaments we've done. To whom? To me. And so this was not a let's do this for fun. This is a hey, I know I'm better than that. We're doing this for a 3rd time.
Okay, maybe that was like a little bit of my intention, but for real, no. I thought like this was the first Sunday that I was prepared to hang out because you told me the week ahead of time that like they were coming over. So I was like, okay, sweet. I'm not making any other plans. Like I'm gonna be here the whole time. All right. And so then, as the week was going on, I was thinking about, like, what would be fun to do. I was like, it would be dope to do, like, a tournament, like, for 2K. I know we've done them before, but I guess at first I wasn't thinking, like, I got to get my revenge.
Okay.
But at the same time, like, when we were sitting down doing it, I was like, I'm winning this thing no matter what. And safe to say, I won it. No losses, too. I did not take a loss. Beat everybody. Wiped the floor. It was a good time. And what was crazy is this.
It was super fun.
No, what's crazy is that Chris was up by 11 or 12 at halftime. I came back and beat him. And halftime against Noah in the championship game, it was like tied up. And then the third quarter, he went on a crazy run. Because we do all-time teams.
Cliff Hagan.
And we randomize. So like you randomly go on 3 teams. Like you get 3 random teams and you get to pick which out of that 3 that you want. He got the all-time Hawks, which all their best players are from like the 50s and 60s. Nobody know, like white guys.
Cliff Hagan.
Bob Pettit. I got the all-time Cavs, so I had LeBron. And third quarter, he just starts going crazy. Like everybody's hitting threes. Come to find out, I look up Cliff Hagan's career stats. He never even hit a 3. The 3-point line wasn't even around for his first 8 years of his career. In the last 3, he only took 5. He never made one. But in 2K, he lights it up. Same with Bob Pettit. I don't know about his 3-point stats, but he lighted it up.
Don't think it existed when Bob was in the game.
Probably not.
No.
And, anyways, like, so he goes up like 11 at the end of the third quarter because of all the threes. And then I'm just like kind of like preparing, like, okay, I'm going to try like to win this, but like all in all, I know I have one loss. So like if I lost, we would have repeat the championship game. And then whoever won that would have been the winner.
Right.
And I made this like crazy comeback. I'm down 1. I go to the lane with Kyrie. No. I'm down 2.
I was not really paying attention.
No, I was down 2 because it was 53-51. Less than a minute to go. I take it to the hoop with Kyrie. Get an and 1. Hit the free throw. Go up by 1. And I don't think he got a shot off.
Because there was very little time left on the clock.
Yeah. It was crazy. Like, because I wasn't really like expecting to win that one. I was honestly just chilling. Because I was like, there's nothing I can do about Cliff Hagan just hitting all these threes. Mm-hmm. But he put us on notice. Because then we started playing Blacktop.
Cliff Hagan, dude.
And he was lighting it up in Blacktop, too.
Apparently he does not miss.
No, it's crazy.
And I played last night with him. We did a best-of-3 tournament. He was the Blazers, and I was the Hawks, all 3 games.
You saw the Hawks are like the most coveted team.
Yeah.
Like at first you like look at their starting 5, it's like, who are these people? I know Bob Pettit's name.
Yeah.
But who are these people?
It was pretty
Lou
crazy.
Hudson, I think.
Yeah, I ended up putting in Trae Young to play the point, but it is pretty fun. That's a good team for no reason whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Very weird. Mm-hmm. Very weird. But yeah, it was a good time. And, yeah. So, I mean, Noah came over last night. You guys were hanging out. What was, like, you had your first week off of work.
It's true.
What was that like?
It was good. There were times where I didn't really know what to do and times where I knew everything to do. But, like, Monday was good. Like, kind of had a baseline, finished up, like, kind of did some house stuff. Housekeeping, I guess is the word we're looking for.
For like your life or for like your actual, like the actual house?
Life.
Okay.
And bedroom, I guess we can.
I mean, that's a part of it, but.
Yeah. So that was pretty nice. Like, I got a lot of stuff done, I'd say, throughout the week, except for Thursday. But we don't need to talk about Thursday. Thursday, didn't do anything, for being honest. But that is okay. I remember.
Never mind. Go ahead.
All right. But Monday. So I have been going up to the coffee shop that Bo works at. Mm-hmm. And that has been very good. There's been a lot of, like, clear-minded thinking there. It's a good way.
Different environment.
Yeah, different environment. You can get out. Like, on Wednesday, I woke up and I had no intentions of going to the coffee shop. Mm-hmm. But then, like, I got out of bed and I was like, I'm not going to be productive today. And so then I went into the coffee shop because I was like, if I stay here right now, I'm not going to get anything done. For some reason, I just felt that way. Yeah. I sat up in my bed and I was like, I'm not going to be productive today. Yeah. So it was good. I'm glad I've been going up there. I've been able to work on the podcast. It's a great place to, like, read my Bible and whatnot. And I think on Monday, we had a pretty good Bible study. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember it too well, if you were there.
Yeah, I was there.
No, it was a good Bible study. I think what we're talking about is a very good topic in Acts, like about like sharing the word to people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a very good challenge, and that's something that like hasn't. I wouldn't say. I guess it's been a conviction for me in my life. Not saying that I haven't been able to do it, but like just that I could probably be doing it more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I tried to like tried to adopt that as I've been going through the week because like I'm at home now. Like I'm not at work all the time. Like I'm at home. And so like trying to when I do go out, taking advantage of the time I have to be able to talk to people about Jesus. And so like I definitely did feel some conviction this week like when I was at the coffee shop or just like going out and about to run random errands, you know. And so I think that's pretty cool because I like that, and it's cool that we get to feel conviction because it reassures us that like the Spirit is moving in us.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Did you have any like encounters this week from Monday's like whatever?
Well,
or
yeah.
Monday's like Bible study?
Yeah, we went to the gym after after we went to Bible study, and like I saw a few people that I knew like just from the gym, and then like we're doing the leg press, and Chris like looks up and he's like, "Oh, that guy's from work," and then like you guys made eye contact, and we started talking to him, and like you started telling him what you were doing, like about going to camp in the summer, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool," and whatnot. And then, like, he brought up, like, so in my mind, like, kind of in the middle of the conversation, I'm not really talking, I'm just there. And I was thinking about, like, the Bible study we had just been at, and I was like, you know, it'd be cool to, like, you know, I guess pray for this guy. Because, I mean, he, like, outwardly, like, he had, like, a lot of tattoos, like, even face tattoos. But he was a cool dude. Like, he was chill, he was really nice. I mean, he's talking about the church that he went to. And so
not saying face tattoos is like a bad thing. Like,
no,
I know
no.
saying that. But
Yeah. I guess a private. Like I just mean like. I don't know. Once you start talking to someone who like.
The first thing you notice is like how they appear.
Right. And then, it's like it was a good conversation. So like that was nice, and. But in the middle of that conversation, I'm thinking like, okay, we could pray for him. But then he said like he went to church, and I was like, oh, like, okay. And then like I kind of just like was like, all right, whatever. But then like we talked about it after, and I was like, well, you know, like, does God want you to beat yourself up for like not saying something, or just like be thankful for the conversation that you did have? Yeah. And so I'm like, that was cool. Like, rather than, like, dwelling on, like, oh, well, I could have done more in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just being, like, you know, it was cool. Like, we talked to him about church and whatnot. And, like, that's better than us not saying anything to him.
Yeah. I think, like, something that I would say convicted me to be better about this is because, I mean, remember when we were at dinner and I was like, I think I'm thinking about something, but I don't know what I'm thinking about, like, with you and Belle.
Yeah.
And then you guys tried to like figure out what I was talking about, but I had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then it was like a pain to everybody.
Have you tried saying this yet out loud?
I think this is gonna help a lot.
Okay.
So this is after Saul's encounter with the Holy Spirit.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So this is the middle of chapter 9. And it says, the church then had peace throughout Judea, Galilee, and Samaria, and it became stronger as the believers lived in the fear of the Lord, and within the encouragement of the Holy Spirit, it also grew in numbers. I think what it's saying is like the peace, the peace that is there because of the fear of the Lord, you know? And I was like, what does the world need right now? And it needs like peace, right?
Sure.
And like, and it's telling us right here where to find it. It was like the believers are becoming stronger, like around each other, because of the fear of the Lord and with the encouragement of the Holy Spirit. And because of the Holy Spirit there, and because of the fear of the Lord, it grew in numbers. And it was because of the peace that was brought to them. And so that really convicted me this week about I see that there's like a problem sometimes like in the world, right? And there's a solution to it, and like it's peace, and there's peace in Jesus, in the Spirit.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of putting words to whatever was in my mind on.
Well, yeah, okay.
Friday.
So what I remember you saying was we went to go get dinner, and then it was like...
I know I started talking about money, and that was not what I wanted to talk about whatsoever.
Okay. Well, anyways, I guess... Okay, that's fine then. Yeah, I think ultimately, like, anybody who does anything is looking for peace when they do it. Like, ultimately, like, we do this podcast for the peace of fulfilling a desire that we have and peace of getting the result that we want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's two things. And then, if you want to, like, be at peace with your finances, like, looking at them, having a budget. If you want to be at peace with your, like, exercise, or, like, physique, stuff like that, you want to be at peace. So, you do things to be at peace, but I think ultimately, as believers, that, like, those things themselves aren't going to bring, like, that ultimate peace, like it is Jesus, and, like, being dependent in those situations, but doing activities like that with knowing that that's not in itself what brings you peace.
Yeah.
Is important. But yeah, so I think, like, in a world where, like, Jesus or believing in God and, like, being dependent on God is not a common thing. It's not popular is a weird word to say, but it's not a popular thing. And so I think overall, there's not a big peace, and things are stressful. It's like, is that what you're trying to say? Like, you, like, being, like, just sitting in a restaurant waiting to go to another restaurant, ironically, like, you were seeing, like, people there that weren't at peace, or, like, it just felt like it wasn't.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I believe so. I believe that's what it was.
And, like, every environment that you go to is like that?
It's not like... It's not at... I guess more, like, at work. I was kind of seeing it. And then, like, I was more aware of it because of work in everyday life.
So, like, just
does that make sense?
Getting exposed to people who live lives, like, older than you, just with different things going on. Like, you see that firsthand at work, so then you're thinking, like, these people, it's probably more people like these guys, so then overall there's, like, kind of a lacking of peace.
Yeah, I would say that would be what's going through my mind. Still trying to figure out the whole, but that's definitely a part.
So, like, to what point, though? Like,
I don't know. I still don't know. Like, there's a lot of unknowns, but I think that gave me some clarity.
Like, what did it start out as?
Like, my thoughts?
Yeah, like, where does this thought begin? Like, what's the point of thinking about that? Or, like, are you just saying, like, I was going to work and I had an observation, and then reading this kind of, like, put words to that observation?
Yeah, that one. Okay.
And then you think there's, like, more to that, or what?
I think there could be. I don't know if there 100% is yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still getting there.
Yeah. For sure. So, I guess it kind of goes along with that, ironically. I, this past week, I don't know, sometimes I can get into, like, a mode where I don't really, like, stop and think, and I'll just, like, kind of keep going, and, like, it could be like just kind of like I think the word would be like consumerism, like constantly like just doing everything, like whether it's eating, doing things, like listening to things, like just always kind of like consuming something, and like or like consuming my time with things to do, and not necessarily like just like taking a step back or like going slow. So I'm like kind of I was like hurrying around through this past week, and in my mind, like I could think about like it was kind of weird that I could like distinguish between like being at peace with God and then also being distracted, and like I was allowing myself to like be distracted, if that makes sense. Not in a super bad way or anything, but just overall I could tell I was like I can kind of feel peace, but I can also know that I'm being distracted, like kind of allowing myself to be distracted. Like, oh, Instagram too. I had Instagram this week. Got into like a few doom scrolls.
Yeah.
And like that is not a good habit to be in, you know. So like that was a part of it too. I forgot that was like one of the main things. So then this morning I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to fast. I'm going to fast today. I'm not going to eat.
Oh, I didn't fast this week. That's what I wanted to do one of the days.
Well, you got time. You got time.
Yeah, I
Cry
do.
about
Sorry.
it later.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Sorry. Yeah, you keep going.
So I'm sitting in my room, and I was like, you know what? That's a perfect way to slow down. I'm gonna discipline myself. I'm not gonna eat. I'm gonna drink water, and you know, just try to like slow down my mind, get away from this distraction. I've already been on Instagram a few times, but so like that. But anyways, then I walk out of my room, and I smell bacon. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to get some bacon. Like totally just forgot everything that I just thought about. And
then, so that was like a half hour ago?
And then I made eye contact with it, and I was like, wait a minute, I just said I was going to fast. So I even took a picture of it too. There was more bacon cooking in the oven, and there were cinnamon rolls too. I wasn't too hype about the cinnamon rolls, but I definitely would have ate them if I wasn't fasting.
Dude, yeah.
So I was like, man, God really put it right in front of me the second I walked out the room. So shout out to Mom, but I have that
2 seconds
today.
later.
Yeah. Like, it was crazy because I was, like, walking down the hallway. I was like, oh, hype, we got bacon? Like, this morning? That's crazy. And then the second I looked at it, too, I was like, oh. Like, I just remembered. And I was like, wait a minute. I really just, like, said I was going to fast. And then, like, less than a minute, I'm, like, preparing to eat something.
Dude, that's how it be, though. Like, do you remember episode 32 when we did no sugar for that week?
Yeah.
So, I get to school on Monday, that day. I remember this so vividly. And we go on first break at, like, the middle of first hour, and someone handed me some Skittles, and I just eat them instantly. And then, like, I'm halfway through eating them, like, sitting on the bench, and I'm like, I'm supposed to do no sugar.
It was like the instant thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think it's like you start to do it, so then you're, like, way more aware that...
Yeah.
Of, like, oh, there's good food, but I can't have it because I'm, you know. Alright, there's sugar, but I can't have it because I'm not eating sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to, like, discipline myself and just slow down.
So, when are you going to eat today?
When?
Yeah. Are you going to eat today at all?
See, that was the thing, is I was like, well, okay. What if I just went until 5? Like, I was like, I'm going to fast till 5, you know. But then I was like, does that defeat the purpose? Like, am I, at the end of the day, just going to be, like, showering, like, stuffing my face with food? And then am I just going to, like,
go back,
distract myself? So, I don't know. I hate to say, like leave it open, like, I'm going to feel it out. But to me, I kind of feel like I should just feel it out. But I would say my benchmark would be 5.
Have you ever done a 24-hour fast?
No.
When did you eat last night?
Probably 8:30.
So, wait, did you eat when you got back to here at all?
No.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
So,
well, anyways. No.
That's funny. Okay. So,
if you know, you know.
Just go until like 9 o'clock tonight. And then maybe eat like a granola bar or something before you go to bed, so like you're filled a little bit.
I don't know. I see. At that point, it's 9. I could go to bed in 2 hours.
Or 1.
Or 1, yeah.
I don't know.
But bro, actually, like what I'm also kind of.
You going to bed?
No.
Oh.
The last 2 Sundays, I woke up so hungry, and I was like, just kind of like out of it.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow, the same thing.
So just go
But
to bed.
I just got to make sure that I eat tomorrow. I'll save some of that bacon for tomorrow.
Just go to bed early.
Delayed gratification.
None of that's going to be... No, there are some games that we played yesterday.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess when you're listening to this, the NBA season standings are final, and the play-in is going to begin. But when we're recording this, it's not done. But we still want to do the standings review. So, Chris and I, at the beginning of the year, we did our standings predictions. And I went back and listened to the episode. I have some notes about our thoughts on some of the teams, but we also have our screenshots of the standings that we made. And we're going to compare those to the current standings. So how good were we at predicting what would happen? And what are some of the wild things we said that did not happen?
Which way do we want to start?
What do you mean?
Like east or west?
I think the East is a little easier to swallow. So let's do that.
Bottom to top, or are we just doing straight playing?
I think we just let's start bottom to top. So
I will just say, let me preface. I've been dreading this day that we talk about the Eastern Conference standings for one reason alone, for about since January.
I know exactly what that reason is, and it's my first point to bring up. And honestly, we might as well just mention it first off the bat. Chris was so passionate about the Brooklyn Nets being the number 4 seed in the East.
What was my tone like? I know you listened back to the episode.
You were so enthusiastic. Like, you were like, they got a roster of 10 guys that can get 10 points a game. I mean, Dinwiddie, who's not even on the team anymore, you were like, Dinwiddie was the prominent guy you talked about. I think I may have mentioned Lonnie Walker being there now coming off the bench.
DFS.
I mean, they have like Bridges and Cam Johnson, Cam Thomas, but so like I could see what you were kind of saying, Claxton, but compared to the rest of the teams, top 4 was crazy.
Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges is not a number 1 player on a championship team, and that's okay. And that's okay.
I think like
but it is now proven that he is not that, and he knows that now. But so does the rest of the league, and that's okay.
I mean, I don't think anybody ever thought that.
Oh.
I don't think anybody thought he was number 1 on a championship team.
Well,
unless maybe you did.
No, I think a lot of people thought he could be a 1 because
he was dropping 25 a game in the year last year.
Yeah.
How much did he drop this year?
Not that.
Yeah, clearly. But then.
Yeah, we can just start there.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Nets ended up being the 11th seed, and it looks for sure they're locked in at 11.
And I had Chicago there, who is in the play-in.
Yeah, Chicago's in the play-in. Another thing, the Hawks duped us. The Hawks duped everybody, I think.
Yeah, we know now that DeJounte and Trey cannot coexist. It is a proven fact. One of them is
like we thought last year was a fluke, and then because I had them at 6, and I think you may have had them in the play-in still, and we settled on them being like 7.
I had them at 8.
Okay, I think I think we met in the middle and put them at 7, like in our like YoungBucks standings.
Yeah, I don't think anyone kept track of the YoungBucks standings.
I don't think anybody did either. But just as a whole, like I'd say like when our minds came together, we had them at 7. They ended up being 10. When I said that the Knicks were a top 3, you were like, you know the Knicks top 3?
How badly did I treat you for that one?
Honestly, not as bad as you would think, because you then were like, you immediately switched up. You're like, Knicks at 3? That's crazy. But then you're like, I'll go with it.
Yeah,
like,
I'm here.
You just like immediately flip flopped. I don't know where did you have them originally? 6?
Yeah. I knew they were top 6.
So that feels good. Pat on the back. They're playing Chicago, you said, so they could get the dub on Monday, get to 50 wins, and if the Bucks lose, they're the 2 seed.
The 2 seed.
So that would be dope.
No, it would not be, because then they have to play Philly or Miami. I would much rather than play Indiana.
Philly's at 6 right now.
Philly's at 7.
No, Philly's at 6 in the real standings.
I see them at 7.
6 on Google.
7. They are at 7.
They're tied with the Pacers.
7.
And the Magic though. Magic, Philly, Pacers are all tied.
Oh yeah, that's why they haven't clinched. None of them have clinched the play-in, because Miami could win and they could all lose, and everybody could have the same record.
Oh, you're right. Could Miami jump to 5?
I don't think so, but they're not locked in at the play-in, so
that's true.
Orlando plays the Bucks. So if Orlando wins, the Bucks lose, New York wins. There's a lot that could happen. So anyway,
okay,
definitely should not be doing this, but it's fine.
We had Detroit at 12. We were really hopeful about Detroit being 12 wins. I think their over-under was like 27.5 wins.
Yeah, we ended up losing 27.5 game wins in a row.
Yeah. 14 wins. They got a dub last night against the Mavericks, which wasn't even really a win because they didn't play anybody.
Neither did we.
It's true, actually. It's true.
Who's the real losers?
Them. So, yeah, that was kind of disappointing.
I mean, we both had Milwaukee at 1.
We did.
I guess, sorry. We're going from bottom to top, you're right.
I mean, we're at this point, we're not really going bottom to top.
So, we both had Boston at 2, thinking that Milwaukee and Boston would be right up there with each other.
I thought they'd kind of both have this like 63-18 record right now.
Which, in all honesty, they probably could have if Adrian Griffin stayed.
Maybe.
Because Doc Rivers...
Well, they were 30-13 at that time when he left.
Boston only has 5 more losses than that time.
Yeah, I don't think they would have done that crazy.
No.
Yeah.
But, like, before the season started, it was, like, Milwaukee and Boston and the rest of the East. It wasn't, like, Milwaukee, New York, Cleveland, Orlando. Like, they weren't all grouped together.
Yeah. The Magic jumped out and surprised us all.
Yep, they were my 9.
We had them at, like 11-9, so...
Were they in your play-in, even? For your screenshots?
Let me see. They were at 11. I didn't even have them in the play-in. I didn't have the Bulls in the play-in either.
Yeah, me neither.
I had Toronto and Brooklyn.
Who's my... Brooklyn, yeah. You had Toronto? Dude, hey, shout out to me. Toronto. I was not high in Toronto at all.
But Charlotte, Washington, we knew they would not do much.
Yeah.
Miami stuck around that same spot we had them. I had New York at 3 and Cleveland at 4. Philly at 5, which seems like that could happen. So
it's possible. We don't want that to happen, but it's possible.
Yeah, so very cool stuff.
Cleveland at 3, I think, was good for me. Close, maybe. Just trying to make myself feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
I just think the major thing for me was Brooklyn at 4. The major thing was New York at 3.
Yeah. Like, good prediction by me. Bad by you.
I mean, Miami at 7? Anyone?
I did mention, like, Tyrese Halliburton being better and the Pacers being better. Because in my predicted standings...
just looked at the West.
Predicted standings, I had the Pacers at 7, and they could be at 7.
Yeah. I mean, we underjumped the young teams this year. We were like, this year won't be their year, but next year will be. A lot of young teams made the jump this year.
Yeah. I think Embiid being hurt kind of helps for the Sixers, falling off, and that being more opportunity for, like, the Magic, the Pacers.
The Knicks even.
I mean, of course, like, one team, like, losing their star player isn't, like, making other teams, like, be great, but I think it just opens up that opportunity for those teams to like have a spot.
I mean, we were talking about it the other day. If Miami and Philly were at 3 and 4, and every other team dropped, we would not think that Orlando and Indiana would have a chance to make some noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be kind of weird, but I mean they got a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to watch them in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that 9-10 matchup.
No, I really am excited. I think the two teams I'm looking forward to seeing in the playoffs most is New York, obviously, and Orlando.
Yeah. No, I honestly think that the plan's a great idea. Shout out to Adam Silver. Great, probably one of his best ideas. I think there needs to be a cutoff, though.
To what?
Like, if you're under 500, not competing. Like, the Bulls and Hawks have not been competing to get into the playoffs the whole season. They are both under 500. Like, significantly.
I feel like the Bulls have been trying.
You might be right.
I've watched... Actually, I think...
It's just
I think the Bulls are the team I've seen the most basketball play this year.
It's just like... I know we're not at the West yet, but maybe this can be the transition. The West 9 and 10 seed are 45 and 36.
But I think that's like the risk you take. Is like you have those teams that are good, and then you have the teams that are bad. Like that's just how it's gonna be. There's more comp out in the West than there is in the East.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of interesting though.
It's a good idea.
Like say the Pistons are the 10 seed.
Right.
This wild thought.
Yeah, they couldn't be us.
What's crazy, if the Pistons doubled their wins, they would still be the 12 seed. Like, they wouldn't even... anyways, let's just say, for like, the Pistons are 10. Like, that
Sure.
gives us a reason to, like, engage. Like, oh, our team's in the play. Like, not that it's crazy, but that's like, we could really be the A seed. You know?
That's true.
So, I think it's all right. I do kind of get what you're saying. Like, say the Hawks were, like, had, like, 30 wins. Or something.
Like in Brooklyn's territory.
Yeah. Like they'd be 30 and 52, like looking to make the playoffs. Like that would be weird. Yeah. But I think at the same time, it's like that. Okay, that team obviously shouldn't be in the playoffs, and if they get there, they went on some sort of run. But they're playing the 1 seed anyway, so like,
it don't really matter.
Yeah.
You straight.
Yeah. But I do think this is a good opportunity to transition to the Western Conference, which I think. There are some things that we predicted would be true that were, and the two, first of all, being that the 4 to 10 would be competitive, and I mean, obviously, like the Warriors at 10 are not close to the Clippers, but like within that 4 to 10 range, there's like competition.
We did say 4 to 10 would be competitive. However, did we get 1, 2, and 3 correct?
No.
Well. Kind of, but no.
We got one of them. Like, there were two things that were no questions.
For both of us.
The first one was that the bottom 5 teams would be Houston, which was correct, Utah, which was correct, San Antonio, which was correct, Portland, which was correct, and Minnesota, which was by far incorrect, because they are 31 games over 500 and could possibly be the 1 seed in the West.
Yeah,
they're currently at number 2.
Seed.
We were like, it was because you were like, can we just get this out of the way? Bottom 5, those 4 cities and Minnesota. That kind of made me cringe a little bit. I was like, how did we get it that wrong?
Yeah,
how did we get it that wrong?
We really just judged Minnesota off 1 year with Towns and Gobert.
We did.
But it was hey.
Like not even the respect of like maybe they could be 6.
Yeah,
like
it was just
there was zero respect. So apologies for that. The 100%. Other thing that we were no questions asked about was that the top 3 would be Denver, Phoenix, and the Lakers. Now, without doubt, that those 3 teams would be the teams that made the playoffs.
What you got to say about it?
It could shake out any other way, but those 3 teams would be there. And
what you got?
Denver could be the 1 seed.
As should have been predicted by a lot of people.
Denver still could be the 1 seed. They're rocking. But Phoenix at 7 and Lakers in the play-in probably at 8 or 9. I mean, it looks like they could be anywhere from 8 to 10, actually. So they're for sure a play-in team. Phoenix looks like they could take the 6th seed, possibly.
But we don't want that to happen.
Why?
Because it'd be funnier if they lost in the play-in.
Phoenix?
Yeah.
That's true.
Actually, I'm repping. We going all the way.
Yeah, you have a Phoenix Suns shirt on.
I'm not a fan of the Suns. This is just the only merch I have of a team that's lurking in the playoffs. I have a Spurs shirt and a Pistons shirt. NBA repertoire is lacking.
Something I do want to mention, though, is I was very high on a team. Chris was not. And Chris had a very, very accurate assessment of what happened. And that team is the Golden State Warriors. I think that you had them at 10, right?
No, I had Memphis at 10, which also, great prediction.
Very good. I was not. I had Memphis at 6. I still thought that they would come back with getting Ja back, but then they didn't.
Unfortunate injury to Ja, because I believe they won 5-0 when Ja played.
Yeah. So if he did play, maybe it would be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris was like, the Warriors are getting older, team chemistry, like who knows, and like with Draymond stuff. So you were very, very correct.
Yeah. So I think my thing was, you had Golden State and the Clippers higher, and I had them lower, and you had Dallas and New Orleans lower, and I had them higher.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was correct. I was like, Golden State's falling off. They're not going to do as well. Obviously, still a great team. Just a 10 seed. But no, I was really high on Dallas and New Orleans, and I'm glad they both are top 6 seeds right now.
Me too.
I wish I threw the Clippers in there with them, but I did not.
Yeah, I had the Clippers at 5, so I was happy about that. Golden State at 4. I mean, they fell down to 10.
Okay, granted, they did make a conference finals run last year, right? No, second round.
Yeah.
They beat the whatever team they played. And so,
Zach.
yeah, as a 6 seed. So, like, maybe.
Yeah. But something like we wanted to say was that OKC would be in the top, like a top seed. Not 1 or 2, but just like, maybe they could be 4. And
just next year.
Yeah, we were like, this ain't the year. Like, the next year. And sure enough, they have the tiebreaker for the 1 seed. So, no matter what happens, they're currently at 1. If they win, they're the 1 seed.
Wow.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's crazy. I'm happy, with what the standings currently are. I'm happy that the Pelicans are good and that we can see Zion. That I think they have a great core. Like, a great team. Like, the defense, the Alvarado, Herb Jones. Like, I like watching Trey Murphy. If Brandon Ingram comes back, I don't know what his timetable is, but Zion, McCollum. It'd be cool to see McCollum win something. Like, I don't know. It'd just be cool.
Yeah, it's a fun team.
A cool team. That's a team in the West that I'm excited to see. Now, of course, if they play Denver, first round.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough matchup.
Right. I don't know who I want. I hope Denver stays the 1 seed, because I know Denver, if Denver's the 1 seed, they can just rock it all the way straight to the championship. It'll be fine. So I was just looking back. I wanted to see what exactly I got correct. I got both 14 seeds correct.
Way to go.
Preseason. Wizards and Spurs.
Way to go. Let me see.
That's about all I got correct.
I got Portland correct at 15.
Oh, nice. I had Houston.
And Utah at 12. And Utah at 12.
So, yeah, I'd say if you want to predict all 30 teams in the NBA beforehand, do not look towards the YoungBucks podcast.
Yeah.
All in all. I remember filming this episode so vividly right now.
So do I. Yeah. Sitting in the same seats. Oh. Sorry, Grandma. I'll have to call you later.
Oh.
But yeah. Something totally out of pocket that was said is
yeah, you just keep running this.
It was about the Clippers. Chris,
can I guess it? What I said?
Where did you have them in the standings and your predictions?
8.
You had them at 8.
Clip gang or no bang?
Yeah.
Is that what I said?
But even more than that, you were like, clip gang or don't bang, and I want to bang. But I can't because they're never healthy. Basically was what all that was about.
Whoops.
Yeah. So, sorry about that.
Is that, I know you took some notes on it. Was that the extent of what you had?
Yeah. So, who...
But I can't, because they're never healthy.
Who do you think, out of... If the standings finish the way they do today, Who do we see in the finals?
Dude, I can't. There's no... You cannot pick.
It's tough. The West is so tough.
I don't know. Maybe Chicago and Pelicans?
Chicago and Pelicans.
No, I don't know, dude. It's hard. It's a hard tell.
Like, the Celtics fail to show up.
Yes.
But it would...
Every year.
Yeah.
Maybe
like,
it's like a...
if you ride with what's been going... Like, you got to take for, like, what it is right now. But then there also is team history. Like, it's weird.
You got to go Boston.
Boston out east.
And then...
I mean, what if New York made it?
Dude, I'd be hyped. Like a New York, Oklahoma City final.
I mean, if everything is rigged, like, how does it play out? You know?
Everything's rigged. We see Boston, Miami, at some point, they will play.
Whether it's the first round or the conference finals.
Who knows? And do we see the Lakers in Denver play in the conference finals again?
No, because the Nuggets will smack them.
Like, without question.
Yeah.
Did you happen to... Was that the episode we did our award predictions?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did we do award predictions?
I don't think so.
No, we did way too early NBA takes after the Nuggets won the championship.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
I do, because I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking about that because I remember one of us saying that the Cavs would be in the finals.
Yeah.
And I think it was you.
Yeah, I do as well.
I think you said the Cavs would be in the finals.
Because we did, like, dark horse Cavs versus Nuggets.
I think I said Clippers.
You might have.
I think I did say Clippers.
We'll have to figure out what episode that was.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and listen to that for next week.
But yeah, we did something, because I remember, I don't think we did predictions, but I do think that's what we did. Man, look at us.
Yeah.
Brain power.
Yes, sir.
Except when coming up with predictions.
Yeah. Who, like, the finals that I, as a fan, would want to see. As a fan of the NBA.
It's gotta be Knicks and Nuggets?
No, I would say Knicks and Mavericks.
Whoa. Oh, yeah.
Knicks, Mavericks. Or Clippers.
Milwaukee.
Knicks. Clippers, Bucks would be cool.
Clippers, Bucks would be cool. Clippers,
'Cause
Bucks
then, at
is
that
what I
point-
thought the finals would be the first year Kawhi was in.
That seemed like the favorite.
Yeah.
Because then we would get to see either Paul George, James Harden, Russ get a championship, or Dame get his championship.
I forgot Dame's on the Bucks.
Isn't there something to the All-Star Game MVP being in the finals?
There was, until Tatum won it last year.
Ah.
It was like the last 5 All-Star Game MVPs were also the last 5 NBA champions. So it was like Durant, LeBron, Giannis, Kawhi, and Curry.
Okay.
Were the last 5 All-Star Game MVPs, and they were also the last 5 Finals MVPs.
I see. Interesting. So, because then, I remember talking about that, Tatum being at the All-Star Game when Tatum won it. We were like, oh, it looks like they're going to the finals.
But then, it was not them. It was the Nuggets and the Heat. But there was a stretch where Giannis won the All-Star Game MVP, then he won the championship. Curry won, and then he won the championship.
Yeah.
So that was also it.
Okay.
So, Dame, maybe.
So, Dame won the All-Star Game MVP. Maybe he'll be in the All-Star Game finals.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
It'll be a good season, though. Or it was a good season. It will be a good playoffs. Unfortunately, I will not be here to watch all of it.
Yeah,
But
that's true. That's crazy.
I will be here to watch some of it.
That's crazy. That is wild. We'll be in Florida this time next week.
Yes, we will. I'm excited.
Yeah. Waffle House.
Dan?
My boy Dan. I'm excited to see you, man.
Thought we were just rattling off some Florida things.
Oh.
Dan, Waffle House.
Beach.
Pool. Sun. Sky. Alright.
Food. Guinness.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited to get out of here for a little bit.
Flight.
Dude, I'm excited to fly. I haven't flown in about a year.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I need to.
There will still be an episode out, but
Yes, there will be.
all right. Well, this concludes episode.
What is that?
What?
No.
Oh.
Come on. Shut everything down. What is that? What is that?
Oh man.
What is that?
Oh man. I like that you thought of it instantly. Speaking of stop signs, this has been 101. The Young Bucks podcast.
Young Bucks 101.
Young Bucks 101. Always end the episode with speaking of stop signs.
Peace.